Strong language is used in this video and on this channel. You have been warned.
Hello, viewers, and welcome back to Captain of Industry. In episode 4, I know we said that we were going to build this factory, and I laid out a whole long list of priorities in the last episode, from getting diesel up and running, getting the mines up and running. All of that is out the window. So the issue is that if we try and push north the way we are going to end up in a death spiral because our trucks are already overtasked and we can't build any more because we don't have any parts. So what we're going to do is we're going to implement the most permanent of things, a temporary solution. I'm going to put it right in the way so that I ensure that it is temporary. We're going to make kind of a logistics base down here near the settlement. Where the hell? Under forestry. We're going to make a kind of a logistics base down here because we desperately need more trucks before we can push north. It would also be nice if we could get logistics zones before we push north. However, I don't know how feasible that is. Because what I need to make vehicle parts is I need mechanical parts and I need electronics. I also need those same things for science. Now, logistic zones are not that far away. It's just 2 researches. So if I can do this right, which is going to be a trick, we're going to build this. Oh, we're going to unpause the game. That would help. So we've got some materials here in the shipyard. We're just going to continue trading for concrete for now. Let me set this is here. Because the whole reason to push north is for limestone, right? Because we've got iron over here. We've got coal over here. We've got copper over here behind this hill. We have everything we need down here except limestone. So the whole reason behind pushing north is for that. However, when we go into the world map, what we're trading for concrete is wood. We have stupid amounts of wood. Like, having played on this map before, this forest here, this all has to get cleared out to be able to use this nice flat space that we have. All of this has to go. So yeah, it's going to cost us some unity too, but fuck it. Let's get rid of the wood. Like, there's no reason to keep it right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this particular travesty continue to operate. And we may need to reestablish our iron mine over here. Oh, I've got a whole thing of iron there. Damn. Forgot about that. Cool. All right. So, vehicle parts are going to be a high priority, because we desperately need more trucks to be able to push north. Now, I don't care about any of those right now. That is all way up north. It does not matter to me. So what I want to do is, as much as possible, keep the trucks around here. Yep, don't care about that either. Nope, I said I don't care. As much as possible, I want to keep the trucks around the settlement. Now, we are going to be... Well, let's just unassign these trucks now. And you can be paused. And let's unassign those trucks, because I want all my trucks back. We're going to pause all the excavators. We've retrieved all the trucks. A tree harvester in here? Or did it already start back? Hopefully it already started back. It's a long drive for the tree harvesters. But I want to keep the trucks around here as much as possible, because that lightens the logistics load. Don't care about that either. The other thing that we need to do... Are you actually doing anything? No, because you have no coal. Set these up to definitely import. And definitely export. Again, all this is... Motherfucker. Oh, thank God. Thank God I set up a fuel station. Okay, so tree harvester is down here working. It's like both of them are down here working. And they're just going to keep feeding wood into this. I want concrete. They're going to keep feeding wood into the coal maker. We turn it into coal, and then we turn that into iron. Crank the priority up on this too, because I really, really need more trucks. The only way that this whole scenario is going to become viable. If we try and expand too fast, then it all falls apart. So we are producing coal, but nobody's bringing it over to the blast furnace. How do we still have... Y'all need to eat more. Like, what the actual fuck? Like, I get that it's potatoes, but you can do a lot of things with a potato. Where the fuck are you going? Going to the friggin... Okay, I will allow that. Because again, without diesel, this all falls apart. However, I would really appreciate it if y'all would... I don't get it. Why? So these are all a lower priority. I have 120 iron somewhere. You know what? I'm not fooling around with this. Just pull it back to the shipyard. Now it's nice and conveniently close. The priority and logistics system of this game in these types of scenarios is one of the biggest challenges to a successful run. Because, like, for example, right now, they're dumping iron into this machine that is the same priority as this one that they're fucking ignoring. And I have no fucking idea why. There is no logical reason for it. What the hell are you even doing? Sure, let's just bring a giant truckload of dirt down from up north. That'll be great. That was important. You know, that was more important than, you know, making fucking vehicle parts. I swear to God, if this guy does not go to that, what the actual fuck? Like, I'm not an idiot. That is a one. And they are servicing literally every single assembly but this one. I don't get it. Like, I've set this to be higher priority than maintenance right now, for God's sake. I'm telling you, some days this game will drive you insane. The sheer brainlessness of the trucks sometimes. And now we are completely out of iron. And we still haven't managed to bring fucking coal over to the blast furnace. But I can finally build a truck. So, yay. Right. So, obviously the trucks aren't going to export until this hits 20 because I've required them to not drive with partial loads. The problem is that I've set this to be a higher priority than the blast furnace. I don't know what it is about this particular start. I think it's... Why am I getting screen artifacting? I mean, there's not a ton of video options here. And to be fair, it does do that when I'm not recording as well. So, I don't know. It's annoying. It seems to only happen when there's weather. It's got to have something to do with the weather effects. I genuinely do not understand what else I need to do to make somebody bring coal to this fucking blast furnace. Like, I should not have to set everything to a 1 to get the trucks to do it. They should not be that overwhelmed. That was because the idiots keep driving up north and emptying the friggin' ore sorters. That's why. Fucking Muppets. Stop that. We don't care about this right now. This is not important. Pause all of that because I don't want to pay the maintenance cost. I don't know if there is a maintenance cost on mine towers, but leave the fuel station running. All right, hopefully that will help them focus a little better. I mean, probably not a lot, since for some reason they keep going over there for fuel instead of just getting it here. I don't know why. Oh, because I have that on no export. And now we're running out of maintenance. Fantastic. We don't have any iron because nobody will bring coal to the fucking blast furnace. Finally, it's only been like 5 years. All right. So hopefully... Oh, and now we're just going to sit around doing nothing. Cool. I swear to God, these fucking trucks, some days. Set maintenance back to the top for the time being, because if the maintenance gets too low, then trucks and machines just stop working. So we do have to pay it its due every now and then. We are making up some ground here. But that was all the mechanical parts that we produced. Swap these two back around. This is going to get very micromanagey to try and make this an effective run until we can get stable here. Definitely don't have enough mechanical parts. And I don't have enough construction parts to even build that. Cool. Well, we have managed to crank out extra truck, which is good. But our maintenance is falling apart again, which is bad. could you, like, hurry the hell up? And we have now used up all of the iron ore that was in the shipyard, as well as all the scrap. We have a crap ton more on the ship, but we can't freaking unload it. So we have a decent number of construction parts. This is not ideal, but I need the stuff that's on the ship. And to go and set up the iron mine back where it was is just not what I want to do. So instead, I'm going to burn 90 construction parts to try and get this crap out of the shipyard. And hopefully what happens is they don't just fill the shipyard with all the copper that's on the ship. Because if they just push all of that into the shipyard, that'll probably fill it up too. We did get some iron scrap in there, so that's good. Be nice if I could prioritize what it offloads. And now, because there's a truck coming from East Butt Cheek, probably these clowns here, yeah, to offload the rest of it, these clowns are just going to sit here. See, this is the problem, that in this area, I have an absolutely stupid amount of trucks. But as soon as I try and push north, I'm terminally shorthanded. So I'm not quite sure how to handle this. Could one of you asshats pull the freaking iron scrap out of the shipyard and take it to the blast furnace, please? Nope, we're just gonna fucking play with copper. I really, really want those friggin' vehicle parts. And again, I've got all these idle trucks. Okay, somebody is showing up to move the scrap. It's just way down the queue for some reason. Because, you know, priority 1 means do everything else first. Hopefully, as we chew through the iron scrap here, it will offload the vehicle parts and the rubber before the copper, because it can basically fill the shipyard with all of that copper, and then everything is just stuck. You know, I'm eventually going to use the copper because I'm using it to build electronics. But until the rubber and copper get pulled out and used, they're just in the way. You know, it's great that exploring the map gets you some resources, but at the same time, it would be nice if there was actually enough room in the shipyard to offload all of this crap. Like, if this tiny little building can hold 200 of something, which it can, why can this huge friggin' area only hold 400? These are the questions that keep us up at night. All right, so we're going to crank the speed back up. Hopefully, through micromanagement, we can make some progress. I was afraid of that. It's just going to offload from this side, which means all of that copper has to come out before I can get those vehicle parts. And all of that rubber. Well, shit. Really? Does that have to be a friggin' assembler too to make this? Yes, it does. God damn it. Right, these use the same inputs. So we're going to pause on the vehicle parts because obviously right now we are grossly overstaffed. So let's pause on the vehicle parts and switch to manufacturing science, or lab equipment. I'm used to calling it science from Factorio. And hopefully we can get this lab upgraded, get the research done, and then once we have logistics zones, pushing north is a more viable option because it allows us to lock a certain amount of trucks down here and a certain amount of trucks up there and prevent them from driving back and forth, wasting fuel, because it's going to take an entire tank of fuel basically for a truck to drive up here. So they do nothing but just incessantly drink through my diesel without getting any actual work accomplished for how much fuel they're burning. So if we can get the logistics zones locked down, then that will allow us... I don't have any construction parts. Why don't I have construction parts? Come on. There's friggin' 40 of them right there. Feed them into the machine. What the hell, guys? Come on. I need like 10 more. Cool. Now that you've fed all of my construction parts in there, idiots, I tell you, idiots. See if we can manufacture some more. Just need... Alright, we just need 5 more. Another 2 cycles of this machine, and then our lab will be done. We can go back to doing science. Be amazing. Last cycle coming up. Still got some iron scrap in there. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Excellent. Normally, I would hook this up to the lab with a conveyor belt. But, we'll worry about that once we actually get the permanent lab in place up north. Right now, it's everything down here is temporary. I know that there's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution, but that's what we got. How? I specifically built another farm because people were starving. There wasn't enough food with 1 farm. But now that I have 2, I have too much food. This is in defiance of logic. All right, there's not a whole lot else going on right now until we get these logistic zones. It's gonna kind of be a lot of just sitting here letting the game cycle and figuring out where I'm going to get more iron scrap to feed into my temporary blast furnace here. So we're a little short of what an episode should be. But I feel like cutting it short is a better option than just recording another 20 minutes of sitting here watching this lab burn through lab equipment to research logistic zones. So I'm going to cut it here, and I will let this cycle, and we'll start episode 5 from the point where the lab has cycled, we have logistic zones, and we're ready to push, hopefully start pushing north. This is, again, much, much slower than this usually goes. The distance on this map is just absolutely throwing a wrench into everything. So I'm going to sit here and watch the lab do fucking nothing. As always, I have been raving madly. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.